Well, hey, my friend. Welcome to Creatives on Fire, the go-to podcast for content creators looking to grow their audience as well as their income. I'm so excited you're here. I'm your host, Melanie Ferguson. Well, hey there. Welcome back to the podcast. This week, we have something super special. My friend Kara Ward is coming back on the podcast. She is one of only, I think, a couple people who have ever had 2 episodes, and I am super stoked. Kara, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me, Melanie. I'm thrilled to be here again.
So listen, you guys, if you missed the first episode, it is episode 180. I will link it, of course, in the show notes. I hope you go check it out. It was back in the beginning of this year in January, where we told all about Kara's backstory, her time with Dave Ramsey, how she parlayed that into her current business with furniture flipping, and her YouTube journey so far, why YouTube, why you should be on YouTube, how great it's been for her, all the way into today. Now we're going to visit with Kara a little bit about the changes that have happened to YouTube, the changes that she's made with her business and her business name, and the ways that the things that are working for her now. So Kara, just tell us.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for that awesome intro. Yeah, I guess the first thing that you had gone into, and I know that you talk a lot about this, Melanie, so hopefully this is a great segue for the listeners. My name, my brand used to be Lemons to Lemonade Furniture. I've recently switched that to Lemons to Lemonade Home for a few different reasons, but mainly, if I'm totally being honest, I am going to be 47 this year, and furniture is getting a little hard on the body. So constantly flipping out in the garage. I'm in Texas. It's 100 degrees all summer long. It is taking a bit of a toll after 5 years. And I really just want to not be as niched as I have been. And so I changed it to Lemons to Lemonade Home so that I could catch a whole variety of things that showcase more of who I am as a mom, as my personality, a homeschool mom, a wife, a DIYer that does many, many things in my home, not just furniture. And so I'm hoping as I transition a little bit out of the furniture, it will allow me to expand in some of those areas and just capture a few more buckets.
I love that. And I want you to hear this loud and clear if you're listening. If you're brand new to business, keep that in your back pocket. You want to make sure you go with a name that can grow with you. And then also, if you aren't brand new to business, but you're feeling kind of stuck, just listen to Kara. She is telling us how you can make it work. You can change it. You can transition and make it work for your current business today. So tell us a little bit about YouTube, how it's evolved for you over the years and kind of what's working now.
Sure. Well, YouTube is my bread and butter. I know we talked about that on the last podcast. That was the first thing that started making me money. And so I dove headfirst into the YouTube game. And that has been my primary source of income now for the last 4 years. So I was able to quit my part-time medical job and I make full-time income over on YouTube. And so that transition happened fairly quickly to me, about 6 or 8 months once I started filming for YouTube. The channel really saw a lot of growth. So I'm being grateful for that. So that, along with the sponsorship deals that I get over on YouTube, really are about 80% of my take-home paycheck every month easily, which is great. So that's why I have focused so much on the YouTube game. Another thing that YouTube has just opened up is something they call YouTube Shop. So I don't know if anybody's been watching YouTube recently, but there are so many options to buy the product that pops up on the screen that the influencer is showing you right from your screen. There's even a way I saw recently to go ahead and click over on your television if you have that capability on your TV to go ahead and just go to the checkout right there. So it's this whole new world sort of on YouTube that allows you to shop just like the other platforms have had for a while. YouTube has now integrated that into their system. So not only can you go into a influencer's description of their video and see all of their links, they also allow us to tag things directly right from YouTube. So let's say, for instance, I grab a can of paint and you watch me paint. On the screen is going to show up the can of paint and usually the paintbrush that I'm using. And you are actually able to put those right into a cart and check out on YouTube now, which is absolutely amazing.
I think so too. And I just absolutely love how easy it is too. It's all in the interface. And from what I've noticed is they'll even suggest. So say you forget to tag products, they'll remind you and suggest, "Hey, didn't you want to share this product in your video?" etc. So,
Yeah, exactly. And they even have a saved function. So if you make a lot of videos for them or you're a regular that shows up, there's a save tab. So for instance, I always have my pink toolbox from Lowe's in the background, and they caught that in my videos. And so that just sits in my saved things where it automatically tags that every single time. So I don't have to remember to tag that because it's not something I'm like actively grabbing and using, like, like my sprayer or things like that. It's just, it's sitting there, but it's prominent. And so they've picked up on that, and that way it's always there in my videos. It's tagged. I don't have to remember to do that, which is really cool.
I love that, and I love I don't know if you've used it before, but is it a collection? The collections, have you used those yet?
Yes, I have used a few of those, which are nice options too, and they really remind me of like the Amazon collections as well, where you can just shop the whole thing right there.
Yep. So, lots of big changes that have happened over there. Tell us a little bit about your brand deals and how that works with you for your monthly content.
Sure. Well, I work with a really great management company. So I have a talent manager who pitches for me each quarter. Back in the day, I used to do it all myself. So this, you definitely can do it yourself. I definitely had success with that. But now I do have a talent manager that handles a lot of that or all of that for me. So I give her a wish list of brands that I want to work with. So she goes after those and then just regulars that will drop into our shared inbox and follows up with them as well. And so usually if I'm posting 4 times a month, I will at least have 3 sponsors on each week, different sponsor on a video.
That's just something that you record separately and add to your content as like an advertisement, right?
Yes, as an advertisement for, a product or a company that I just love and really want to work with. So it's great. It's a really great ebb and flow and definitely helps. Yeah, it just definitely helps the paycheck, I guess.
Yes, yes, yes. So for a talent agency like that, do you have to qualify or is there any that are out there that just anybody can sign up for or
There's quite a few online. I know that if you Google influencer talent agencies, that you're going to get a myriad that are going to pop up. Some of them are really transparent and they'll say you have to have, this big of a following to even inbox us. Some of them don't say that. So if you are interested in working with a brand manager, I definitely would start there. Just Google and see what you can find out. Ask questions with other influencers that you know if they've worked with other managers in the past and if they've had good relationships with them or how they work. And so it's all just a little different. For instance, I'm with a company that quite honestly, I knew that larger influencers had been working with, and they were sort of like my dream list. But at that point, I was only at about 60,000 on YouTube as far as subscribers. And so I didn't feel like I was big enough to pitch them yet. But lo and behold, I had a video that went viral, and about a week later, they reached out to me and asked if I wanted to be on their roster. So that really came out of nowhere. But I think it just goes to say, like, we kind of get stuck in this, like, I have to reach this number before I am valid in some people's eyes. But that really taught me that that is not true. If you are consistent and you are consistently bringing in good views, if you have, I've got a really great, I love my subscribers. They're so active. You can see on my videos 300 comments, 700 likes, whatever it is. So if they are seeing that you have this consistency and you've got these people behind you that are consistently showing up, you will be surprised on the amount of people that want to work with you and sign you.
and so does that lend to the topic of like how closely do you have to have all of your content fit in a box, like a niche?
I don't
I
think you do anymore. I think that we are breaking out of that. I definitely think 2021, 2022, that was most definitely a thing. I mean, that was just like really, really piled on that on Instagram, et cetera. You better have a niche. You better have, a clear area of where you are. Don't be all over the place. I don't think those rules apply anymore. You're able to really show who you are as a whole person, and I do think that, like, you probably should have, like, a good content pillar area. Like, for instance, mine is definitely furniture. But I've most definitely been able to dabble into motherhood. I homeschool my kids. I've been able to show more of that. And so just other things that sort of make us well-rounded people, because once you kind of pull people in, well, they want to know more about you. And that's one of the cool things about social media is that you kind of feel like you know that person on the other end of the screen. So if I'm just showing them all the time a piece of furniture and they're not, they want to know, they'll start asking those personal questions, I guess is what I'm saying. And so you can branch out more, a lot more than you could have in the previous years.
Okay. And I also think that the new community aspect they've added back, front and center has been helpful for that. Have you been utilizing the community feature?
Yes, I do a lot of the community posts just to keep my subscribers up to date. I've been playing with the times that I'm airing a little bit to see what works better for people. So I do a lot of polls on there and say, hey, if I move it to 9:30, are you able to join or do you prefer the 2 o'clock? So I let them know that way. Also in the summer, I take longer periods of time off to be with my family. So I do updates there too, like, hey guys, I'm going to actually be there Saturday. Who's going to join me in the chat? Just sort of keeping them engaged, which is really great. Of course, I want their feedback on projects or things that they want to see. So I want them to tell me, what would you like to see me do next? And just get them excited about things that are up and coming on the channel. And then, of course, just help like sharing links, like something that you worked on, reminding them, hey, did you guys love last week's project? Here's my list of how I created this. Go check it out here. All those things just help sort of keep your people in the know and feel more connected to you.
So, speaking of keeping your people in the know, how do you promote your channel? Do you send it out in an email? Do you promote it on other social platforms? What is your
I am just now getting around to launching a website, and I know that that's terrible, but again, I'll be very honest. I know I've said this in the previous podcast, but this thing sort of took off on me, and I didn't expect it to grow like it has. So I feel like there were definitely the first few years I was just chasing my tail. So I am just now getting to the email thing, but I promote them a lot on Instagram stories. I'll have the clickable link or the countdown to an upcoming video. I'll tease throughout the week what I'm working on, so it gets people excited to go ahead and click over there and watch. Another place where I have a really great social following is over on Facebook. We're almost at 100K over there. And so I will post all the links and updates over there as well because I get a good amount of my following and watchers will jump over from my Facebook page.
So we've got from you that you are getting monetized through, YouTube proper, so YouTube itself,
Mm.
AdSense, and then with the YouTube shopping program with brands. And am I missing anything else?
Facebook ad revenue is another big one for me. And then, of course, Amazon influencer and Amazon affiliate.
And tell me about that because I know I'm excited to hear about some of your secrets that you have going on in the background of how you are actually double and tripling down on that Amazon income.
Yeah, so Amazon definitely is a way to double and triple dip on all of your content all across all of your social channels. I feel like most people in the game probably know that by now, but it is definitely something if you are not in their affiliate program, go, go, go. Go register to be in the affiliate program. Last time I checked, you just needed 1,000 followers on any platform. So even if it was your personal one, 1,000 followers on something will get you into their affiliate program. But Amazon does have two tiers to it. So there's the affiliate program, which you can join, which is taking the links as everybody has seen now, putting them into your stories, putting them into an Instagram post or over on a YouTube, tagging it on YouTube. That is affiliate. So anything that is bringing them over to the Amazon platform from something else. So whether that's bringing them over from YouTube or Instagram, that is what affiliates is tagging it in another unrelated place to Amazon. Their influencer program is something that's on site. It does have a few more hurdles to jump through, but it is something that you can Google if you're interested in knowing that. I won't go into all the specifics of that, but their influencer program allows you to have a storefront over there where you can build out collages and just I like to put some of my reels over there and then it'll self-tag everything that it thinks I'm using on the project, which is a really nice thing that they just implemented not too long ago. And you can also make videos for brands, which is another big way to get income. And so what that does is if you are on a product page and you are looking at buying it, usually in the carousel of pictures at the top, you'll see some influencers who have made videos about that product. And so that's where on this influencer program, you are able to submit those videos to that brand and live sort of on their page. And if people watch that and then they purchase, you get the commissions from those purchases, which is a really nice boon. And it's nice for people who don't want to be all over social media. So once you get in the program, you're in. And if you just want to get products, because let's face it, we have Amazon showing up at our doors every day, every other day, at least once a week. We are big Amazon consumers. And so if you are getting those products, you might as well be making videos for them and earning money as just another source of income. And I think it's great for people who don't want to be all over social media because it's a way to make money without having to put yourself out there. And a lot of people don't want to do that.
I know there is lots of people. We've had Kathleen Coble on the podcast before, and she actually, that's her whole living. She does those shoppable videos, and she's just very diligent and disciplined and, you know, does 1 to 5 videos a day, depending on what she has going on. She'll even go over to friends and family's houses and just
Yes.
tell them to pick a day and like they get all of their things they recently purchased together and she'll go film little short videos over there. And she makes a really good living with that. So I totally know what you're saying. I totally know what you're talking about. Now, there are some other nuances or layers, would have you on making this double and triple worth your while and not just getting those little puny 2 and 4% commission rates from Amazon. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yes. So there's another layer to this Amazon world. They have this thing called creator connections. And I'll get to the big thing in just a minute, but let's talk a little on a creator connections just so we can iron that out. But creator connections is run by the brand itself, not by Amazon. And it's normally something that they are wanting to push for a certain amount of weeks or 2 months, something like that. And normally in the past, if you made a video that lived on that brand's page, you could go into Creator Connections and it'll suggest for you things that it knows that you made videos on or things that you purchased recently and it wanted you to make videos on. And then you could opt into their Creator Connections campaign. And instead of making, the 2%, the 4%, those things now go up to 20%, 30%. So you're talking a much, much bigger difference in commissions. But before it was a little time consuming. You had to go in and hope that Amazon suggested it to you. If not, you're putting in the name of all these products that you had and searching one by one and then hitting accept and then hitting upload yourself from the video that you made. And of course that meant you had to go find the video. It was just a lot of clunkiness on the back end. And so I was going in and looking at the ones suggested and hitting yes, I'll accept, but I was never going in and searching past videos that I had made for them. And I'm still smaller. I'm still considered a little, small potatoes over on Amazon. I have 100 on-site videos, which means that I've made for brands. And then of course I have a storefront from all my furniture stuff. But now we have something new and exciting on the scene, and it is called the Oink extension.
Wait. We gotta give it we we gotta give the name its due. It's oink like pig, and I'm not gonna oink. Are you gonna oink? I'm not gonna
No,
oink.
I am not going
But
to
I'm
oink.
just drilling home the name so nobody forgets it. It's
Yes.
OINK, oink.
Yes, and I kept calling it Wink. A girlfriend of mine who does this Amazon influencer thing, it's also her full-time living. She let me know about it, and so it's called Oink, like pig, like piggy bank, which is where the name comes from, is like, we're gonna put extra cash in your piggy bank, so think about that when you're going to search for this app. But basically, it's a toolkit for Amazon influencers. And what it does is that you have to do it on your laptop or on your big computer. It doesn't work on a cell phone, but it will go through it does many, many things, but this is sort of the thing that sets it apart. It will go through your entire storefront. So videos you've made as an influencer and videos you've made as an affiliate. So it tackles both of those. So if you have one and not the other, It doesn't matter. This can still apply to you, and it'll fetch everything that's on your storefront, and it will go into Creator Connections and see if there's anything currently in Creator Connections that matches things on your storefront. And you can hit a button to automatically accept all of those campaigns at once. So all the little digging and picking and putting in the brands and finding the brands or hoping that it's suggesting the right things for you, all of that has been done away with this Oink extension that you can now have in your browser. And it'll find everything for you just by running your storefront, and it'll automatically accept you into those campaigns. And no longer, Amazon just changed the rules not too long ago, but before, like I said, you had to go find your video that you made, upload it to that brand's site so they knew that you had made a video for them before you were making the commission for that campaign. Well, that doesn't apply anymore. You no longer have to make them a video. You just have to have some little piece of content, whether that's a collage, whether that is something that you've tagged for a project that you've shared on Instagram. Any of that now counts to be in that Creator Connection campaign. So when it runs your storefront and then it does a check on what has sold recently, if a sale has come from you bringing them to that site, them seeing a collage, them seeing a reel, you are going to get the credit for that sale. So they have taken a lot of that back end hard work out of the equation and made it really easy with this Oink extension.
And so it's kind of sounds like insurance almost. Like it's this like it's guaranteeing that stuff that you've created, you're going to get credit for.
I know that there is something in this Oink extension that you pull, you're fetching your order history, and they do recommend that you do that in the morning and in the evening so that you can catch things before they ship out and earn from those as well. I may not know all the ins and outs of this Oink extension, but one really great thing about it is when you join it, there is a free version and a paid version. So there is, even if you are just even thinking about if this would be worthwhile for you, check out the free version. And once you are in the free version, there is a Facebook group that is run by the guy who designed this extension. So he has got a ton of YouTube videos that will walk you through exactly how to install it, exactly the reports that you need to run, and all the ins and outs, like the timing on the link clicks, all that kind of stuff. He's got all of that broken down over on his YouTube channel. So it's extremely user-friendly. And I would even suggest the paid version is $29.99 a month. I do have a code that will give you 10% off, and we'll make sure that we share that in
Definitely.
the show notes or however Melanie wants to share it. So I was a little skeptical. 'Cause like I said, I'm not necessarily huge on Amazon, but I've been using the Oink extension for 2 months now. And in the first week of having it, I had already made my money back and then some. And that keeps to be that repeated again for this month. So I'm definitely going to be keeping the paid version.
I love that, love that. And also I wanted to touch on the fact, okay, so Amazon gives us when you are in the influencer program, you will have these tiers that you could hit to get like these bonuses. And it's different for just literally about everyone.
Yeah.
They used to be low enough to hit, and I know for myself personally, I've not been able to hit the tiers in a long time. So
Yeah. Long time.
about your experience.
Yeah, so exact same thing. They used to be really easy for me to hit. Normally, there's 3 or 4 tiers. So if you're not familiar with this, they offer 3 or 4 tiers, and that's just level. So basically, they're saying if you sell $2,000 worth of product on Amazon, we'll give you an extra $50, and they'll sort of ramp up from there depending on how much you normally sell. And it seems to go by how much you normally sell. And then about every quarter or so, they'll raise those stakes. So just like Melanie, a few months back, I had mine raised and raised a lot. So I had not been hitting my bonuses for quite a while. But then once this Oink extension came along, the past 2 months, I'm now hitting at least my first tier, if not my second tier, for the last 2 months. So it is allowing me, because it's catching all of the sales that weren't previously being caught. It's going into those creator connections accounts, which again are, 20%, 30% commission. And so it's allowing me to make more money, number one, but then I'm also hitting those bonus goals that I wasn't able to hit before.
Yep, and getting all the, like, money on top of the money. I cannot wait to try out this new toy. I call it toy.
Yes.
It's a tool that you have shared because I can't wait to hit my bonuses as well. So, a quick question on the Amazon links. Now that they have YouTube Shopping, do you still share any Amazon links over on YouTube? And does this app or extension or platform, Oink, pick those up?
Yeah, so you still wanna be sharing your Amazon links over on YouTube. YouTube Shopping is not they do not have Amazon yet. So Amazon is not an option. I tag a lot of Lowe's. I love Lowe's. They're a great supporter of my channel. Clothes that I'm wearing, like Halara, you can tag things like that. But Amazon is not yet. Walmart, yeah, exactly. Amazon is not yet over there and it's not taggable through YouTube Shopping. You, of course, can put all of those links in your video descriptions, but you're not able to tag Amazon products yet. We all know that that is probably coming, but that is not a function as of right now. So you definitely still want to be using all your Amazon links over on YouTube. And yes, Oink works off site. Like we said, it works for affiliates. So if you are creating a link and sharing it anywhere, Oink is going to pick that up.
Awesome. So, yay, we have full coverage with Oink. So we will put that code for you guys in the description. Be sure to go and check that out. I said description because we're talking about YouTube. I mean show notes. I mean show notes. And yeah, it's lemons or Cara, but I want you to definitely go to the link in the description or whatever. No show notes for you to check it
Yes.
out. This has been totally amazing. Thank you so much for your time. Tell everybody now with the new name where they can find you online.
Yes, it's still if you are already subscribed to me, you will still be subscribed to me. No need to go find the new name. But everything YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook is now under Lemons to Lemonade Home. So that is where you can find me on all four of those socials.
Yay! Thank you so much for your time. Have a good day.
Thank you for having me.
Bye, girl.